Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in to episode 1 of Rookie.overland. So, I wanted to start this YouTube channel to share my experience, also share what all it takes to start doing overland. So many people, they don't know where to start, me included as well. Now, the number one thing that I think is most important is transportation. Not everybody can go out and afford a brand new 4Runner or a brand new Jeep or a brand new pickup to do this with. So, like many like myself, have opted to older vehicles that might not be quite as, not necessarily capable, but dependable. Dependability is the number one thing that I feel plays a huge factor. For this, I chose a 1994 Toyota 4Runner. It doesn't have all the crazy options, no heated seats, no cooled seats. My windows are still power windows, but it certainly, from the factory, does not have the reliability that one would want in an overland vehicle. When you're hundreds of miles out in the middle of nowhere, that's not something you think of your first thought of being a 94 4Runner. So, to kind of combat that, I decided to put a 3.4 liter 5VZE engine in it, which is out of a 99 4Runner. A lot of people absolutely love the engine, me being a fan personally. One thing that makes it really nice as compared to the stock 3VZE engine is, one, it gets better gas mileage. You'll always see me out, I always have a gas can for spare. However, you don't want to have to use it all the time. You want to be able to go out, you want to be able to enjoy yourself and not have to worry about running out of gas, and also not spending a fortune to get there. The 5VZE is very, well, I shouldn't say very, I should say a lot better on gas than a 3.0 would be. So I opted for the 3.4. Another huge factor is not only is it better on fuel, but it's also more powerful. Not that I'm going to be going out racing anybody, but you want the power when you want it. Also, it's more reliable. The 3.0s were very common. You'd get head gasket failure, and the 3.4 is not so common. The one that I have in this is 3.4 out of a 99 4Runner that I had, unfortunately. Had a little bit of frame rot, and it was not quite safe enough to where I would want to take long trips with it. However, the engine was good. The engine only had 114,000 miles. So I ended up taking transmission, also took engine out of that truck, and swapped it into the 94 4Runner, and adapted a gear drive transfer case to it, top shift, with reduced 4.7 gears, I believe stock. It's 228 or something like that. So we rebuilt the transfer case. Engine has new head gaskets, new timing, water pump, just about everything that you can imagine, plugs, wires, etc., has all been changed out. The last thing you want to do on the trail is be stuck and not able to get back. Part of the decision making when it came to doing an engine swap is, what kind of transmission do I want to put into this? A lot of guys that do the 3.4 swap commonly will put a manual 5-speed behind the 3.4. I thought about that, and as much as I absolutely love having a 5-speed and love having manual transmission, it just wasn't practical for what we're trying to get. We had went camping a couple years back, about 3 years ago, and had a friend of ours that actually ended up injuring his leg with a axe. Ended up splitting his leg open, blood everywhere, and had to be rushed to the hospital immediately. As a result, his girlfriend had to drive his vehicle out from the woods and get on the highway and get to the hospital so he could be stitched up. I certainly didn't want to have us in that situation where if I get injured or if my wife gets injured, I don't want to have her freaking out trying to go through some trails and navigate everything while also trying to work a clutch. And even though she does know how to drive a manual transmission, when it comes to someone being hurt, obviously blood's pumping, you're not thinking correctly. So with an automatic transmission, anybody can hop in it, anybody can get to safety faster versus having a manual transmission. Also, with the 4/7 gears in the transfer case, if there's something that requires a little less speed, a little more torque, it's going to make us be able to get to certain spots better than what I feel a regular transfer case gearing set would do. Everything else I'd like to get to on some other episodes, maybe do a rundown of certain modifications I've done. Not everything is going to be, you're not going to see everything being practical, everything being usable. Some things are just for cosmetics, and well, everybody does it, and I'm certainly no exception to that. Certain things I just think look better, and it is, after all, it's your vehicle, and it's up to you to customize it how you want it. First few episodes, I'd like to talk more about setting up your vehicle and getting it ready to go out on trails and go out camping and doing whatever it is that you wish to do with yours. I think preparation is probably the number one thing to worry about when it comes to doing overland exploration and getting out there, because you don't want to be out in the middle of nowhere and realize that you're missing something, or realize that you should have done something different. The only thing that I will say is definitely important is be mindful when you are out there at certain things that you could change, or certain things that maybe you might want to do differently, because you're going to learn more from getting out there and doing it. I can certainly try and help someone along as much as I can and get you the basics of how, what you want to bring, and et cetera, and what things are going to be more important than others. However, in the end, it's going to be absolutely up to you to decide what it is that you want to bring with you, and also what it is that you think you might not need. I'd like to post videos of some of our trips and be able to show you guys a little bit of Michigan, a little bit of the United States, depending on how far we get. Thank you everyone so much for tuning in. You can follow me on Instagram at rookie.overland. Please like and subscribe, and we'll do this again. Thank you.